everyone and welcome back to my channel. And I've had myself another little online shopping sesh, as I do. And I came across this. It's an eraser maker by Crayola. And you know, I've tested kids' toys out, kids' crafty toys and arty toys and stuff before. And I want to find out whether it's decent, whether it's worth the money, and whether it's any fun. Or whether I think it's a complete and utter waste of money and a load of crap. I tested it out so you don't have to. It better not just be like some plasticine stuff or something. I have a feeling it might be. But let's open it up and we'll soon find out. Okay, so it's already in my bad box. Massively in my bad box. If you're familiar with my channel and you've watched a few of my videos before, you'll know I can't stand it when kids' toys, or any product for that matter, has a massive box and then very little inside. The box should have really been that size. That's what the box needed to be. Oh shite. It didn't need to be this big. It just didn't. It just bothers us. I feel like it's false advertising. Also, I just went to read what's on the box. It's all in a different language. Where did I buy this from? What language is this? Oh no, it's got English. What am I talking about? I can't even read my own language.
I thought I was going to be late. The traffic was that bad. But never mind. Here I am on time. So no reason.
Make your own erasers that really work. I'll be the judge of that. Thank you very much, Crayola. Mix and swell colours. All right. I feel like it's going to be very basic. I feel like it's going to be incredibly basic. Oh, there's like an activator and stuff. Oh, it might be a little bit more interesting than I thought.
Make up your mind.
Let's have a little read of these instructions. Doesn't look too bad, but we'll come back to them at some point. I'll leave them there. Let's get all this unpacked. So we've got this bit of plastic here, and this is like the kind of station area, I think. We've got this thing. Right, and then in here, we should have lots of other little bits. Pencils. Okay, so this is our little plunger. I'm almost certain that goes in there. We've got our little coloured bits of like, I don't know, are they clays? Are they erasers? Is it just a bit of putty? I have no idea. But we've got 3 of them. They don't give you a lot, like, look at that. Look at the state of these. They're half, well, they're not even half filled. They're like a 1/5 filled. Tight bastards. This was expensive as well. Crayola, stop being like scammy. We've got some little moulds. We've got a strawberry. What is that? Oh, it's a fish. A mushroom, a piece of cake. Eat it! We've got ant on a good day. An ant on a bad day. Actually, to be fair, I say that. We've got ant basically every single day. And then we've got like a little snail. How cute. These look quite decent, actually. I love them little moulds. They're quite detailed, aren't they? We'll see if these work. Then we've got these things, which are basically just like a little thing that clips on the top. Oh, right, I see. So that punctures like a hole in it. And that's going to make it so you can slot it on your pencil. All right, that makes sense. And then I think this grey stuff is the activator. Let me just have another little read of what I'm doing, because I didn't really read it the first time.
Shocking.
Oh, why didn't dawn on us, but you have to wait 30 minutes for these stupid things to set. I'm so impatient. Okay, I understand what I need to do. At least we can make multiple ones at the same time. So this is basically just like a little station where you can kind of add your little bits onto it. So you can kind of put your little lids on here. You know, if you just want to be a little bit profesh. If someone's coming round for a custom eraser for their pencil, you know, you want your station all set up to look all nice and pretty. And then you can have your little moulds in here. Cute. I'm gonna do everything properly. Look at that. Imagine if you were coming around mine for a little eraser session. Yes. And then this is the colour for the eraser you're going to use. So say I want, well, we'll do a strawberry in red. That makes sense, doesn't it? It literally smells like nothing, which I'm quite surprised about. I thought it would have like a little bit of a plasticine-y smell. Anyway, you need to put this stuff into here and fill it right up to the top until it's like nice and flat. And then you're going to use your grey stuff, which is the activator, and you're going to fill the activator on this side all the way to the top again. Don't ask me the science behind this. I have no idea. Crayola obviously only understands what's happening. I'm assuming it's very advanced chemistry. And then when they're filled together, you just want to peel it out of the container. It's just to measure how much you've got. Same with the coloured one. And then we want to mix these together. I have a feeling that the grey stuff is going to kind of heat up the coloured stuff. And it's going to turn it into like, I don't know, some sort of obviously rubbery material.
No shit!
But you want them fully mixed. I'm kind of thinking there might be a similar reaction to when we used milliput and you had like mix the 2 different bits in together. Similar but not as like advanced. Then you want to roll it into a thin log. Okay. Oh, it feels like it's getting quite rubbery already. And then you want to insert it into here. Oh, just comes straight out the bottom. I need my little strawberry mould under there first. It didn't say to do this first, but I'm going to need to. Then in that goes, and then lunge you in, slide the mould out, and then I'm going to press one of these onto here. I feel like there's a bit too much material. I measured it out right though, and that's going to go like so. And then in there we should have a little strawberry eraser that's going to set into this thing. I feel like it's already set, to be fair. I also feel like, I don't know, I've got a bit too much of the material inside. I might be a little bit more careful with the measurement. I think maybe I had a bit too much in. Right, and now we need to let that set for half an hour. And we'll do some other ones. Shall we try and do 2 colours? Because I know you can like blend them and do some like fun stuff with it. I'll make a cake. So we'll put the activator in here, and then we'll go for a bit of blue and green. If you want to know what the texture of this stuff is, it's very much just like plasticine, Play-Doh, rubbery kind of stuff. And I'm not going to kind of like fully mix it because I want it to swirl. I don't know. I think I'm just going to make a green cake, aren't I? Alright, it's got some swirls in it. I feel like you have to be quick. As soon as you put that activator in mind, it starts to really like solidify. Shove our little snake in there. Force you in. Yeah. Get in there, you little bitch. I will say it's very easy. I do think this will be quite like a fun little activity for kids. I think it'll keep them occupied for about 5-10 minutes, just in case you want a bit of peace and quiet. Shut up! Oh, you know, before when I said that was a mushroom, I don't think it is. I think it's actually like a muffin. A muffin, man! Right, let's make a smiley face one, and obviously I'm just going to use yellow for this. I'm not going to lie, I'm having quite a fun little time with this. Alright, roll it into a thin little log, and then insert it into the hole.
You filthy bitch.
I feel like certain things I say and do on the channel, like they have a sexual innuendo behind them, and I don't mean it the majority of the time. I come to edit the video and I'm like, oh, that sounded sexy. I don't mean it to be that way. It just comes out. Well, that hasn't gone all the way in.
That's what she said.
See, that could be like an innuendo. That's the problem. Certain things, they just feel naughty when you say them, even when you don't mean to. A bit of blue came off on that. I don't know where the blue came from. I don't think I made that one very well. I feel like these are going to be, I don't know.
Shit.
Not the best. Right, what other one do we have? A fish. We'll do a blue fish. I think blue's like obvious, isn't it? The thing is, the person behind like Crayola and stuff, they must be worth a fortune. I don't know who owns the company or anything, but I guarantee they're worth like millions of pounds because they probably like flog loads of shit to us, don't they? I'm not sponsored by Crayola, obviously, because of just like said they flog shit to us. I don't feel like these want to stay in place. They're bouncing back out. I don't have much faith in this, to be fair. I think some of them are going to look alright and then others are just going to look really bad. This one's like activated already. I don't think I can even do anything with this. Look at the state of it. Oh, we'll try and get it in there. I don't know what's happening. Oops. I feel like the blue coloured clay or whatever it is, I don't know, it feels different to all the other colours. It seems to set quicker. Like that feels like it's set already. I don't know whether I can even do anything with this. I'm going to shove this in, but I don't think it's going to actually do what it's supposed to do. I don't think these are going to fit on my pencils, which is obviously heartbreaking. Right, we're going to do red for the, well, I think it's a cupcake, but I think it'll also be fine as like a little toadstool. It's weird how the activator's grey. You would think it would be like transparent or something. It might affect like the colour. See, I only mixed that one for like 5 seconds and it's still malleable. I feel like you just have to be so quick. Yes, a word of advice if you're using this, I wouldn't bother mixing it for 30 seconds. You have to be really, really quick. Right, snail time. We will do red and blue for this one. I think that's what you have to be. You have to be just ridiculously quick with it. Because if it's not soft enough, it's not going to fill all the detail of the actual mould. So I feel like the first few of these I've made may potentially look a bit shit, but I think these last 2 will look alright. So I need to wait half an hour. I feel confident in about 2 of them. I think 2 of them are going to look okay, and the other 4 are going to be absolutely atrocious. Okay, it's exactly half an hour later. If we see, like, look at this. A lot of them have kind of lifted up, which means that the actual stabby bit, I don't think will have worked particularly well. I feel like I've lost all faith in this, and if these actually look decent and work like rubbers and work like erasers and stuff, I'll be very surprised, but I think they're gonna be dreadful. Oh, you know what? Okay, it's definitely set. Does it look like a strawberry? I'm not. It kind of looks like the scratchy leftover strawberry in the bottom of the container. You wouldn't want to eat it. It looks really bad. It looks proper deformed. Let's just see if it goes on the pencil. I suppose I would think it was a strawberry if someone showed us. If it was a different colour though, I wouldn't have a clue. To be fair, it worked better than I thought. I thought this was going to be really, really shocking. I think some of the others are going to be worse though. Let's have a look. What's this one? The cake. And this was like, I did 2 colours at once. What is that? What is that? Now, come on, you can't. This doesn't look like a cake at all. Do we get cake vibes from that? Like, does that look like a slice of cake? You have to really, really concentrate and kind of squint to see the cake element of it. It doesn't really look like anything. It literally just looks like a chunk of just stuff. It looks like just stuff. Right, let's have a look at this one. I think this one's going to be quite bad. It's the fish. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's really bad. You cannot tell me you would get fish from that. You can't say, oh yeah, that totally looks like a fish. It doesn't look like a fish at all. It looks like a rubber that I've like chewed on. It's just like gnawed. It's a gnawed bit of rubber. Next one, smiley face. Come on, smiley face. What's happened to all of these? I feel like it's set too quick within the actual thing. And then by the time I actually shoved the thing in, it was pointless. It was never going to actually take to the mold. I feel like these last two are going to be the best ones. So we'll go for the cupcake slash mushroom. All right, well, I was wrong. It's kind of given like muffin vibe, but like your muffin's collapsed in the oven a little bit. It got there, but it struggled to get there. And then the final one is the snail, which I have the most confidence about.
You shouldn't.
If I'm totally honest with you. This is the one that I took way less time to do, and I was really quick with it. What? Is that what it looks like? You know what? This one's worked the best, but it also doesn't really look like a snail. Even theirs doesn't look like a snail. I think the trick is to be really, really quick with it. You can't, it says to mix it for 30 seconds. Don't mix it for 30 seconds. You want to mix it for like 2-3 seconds and just get it shoved straight in. I think that's the trick to it. But let's also do the rubber test. See if this actually works as a rubber. And do a little bit of doodling. Oh my God, cute. And then see if this actually rubs it out. Alright, so this is what happened to the rubber in the end. After that one little bit of manic rubbering out, it just absolutely destroyed it. And then also, it didn't really rub it out. It didn't really work. Did I do it right before I proper slag this off? Wait, I'm just reading here. Apparently, I was supposed to put the compound in here and the colour in here.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right, give us 1 second. I'm going to do a quick other one before I really, really slag this off. Because, you know, I want to be fair. I want to be, you know, accurate. The fish was really bad. I'm going to do another fish. Apparently, what you're supposed to do is you want the colour in the big one. It's basically the same process I've done. I just got the mixing ratios wrong. And then you also want a big one of this in here too. Right, mix these two together. Maybe that's why my rubbers were setting too quick. You use that smaller one apparently if you want to do like the marbled effect. See, it's already setting quick though. This is the problem. I don't think this is going to make any difference, you know. It's already set. It's literally already set. Look how hard it is. It's so hard.
You filthy bitch.
It's not going to form to the mold, I know it's not. And I literally only mixed that for about 5 seconds. Alright, I've really like forced that one together. I think it might actually be a little bit better, but I still don't think it's going to be very good. Okay, so it's been another half an hour. I've spent a lot of time waiting around today, but to be fair, it was my own fault. But if this doesn't work, then I stand by the fact that this product's crap. Okay, it looks a bit more like a fish. It doesn't really look like... I suppose their fish doesn't really look like a fish. It's definitely better. It's 100% better. That was the first one. Look at the state of that. This is the second one. So it is leaps and bounds ahead of this terrible chewed up one. Right. Let's see if it's going to rub anything out. And if it's going to hold a shape. I don't think it's going to. Okay, it's definitely better. They're not good erasers. They're really not good erasers. It hasn't erased the pencil very well, but it's held its shape a lot better. It hasn't completely like crumbled and dissolved. Not as bad as I thought it was, but still... I don't know, it's still not great. I don't really know how to feel on it. It's fine. It's a fine little kid's toy, little craft project and stuff. Would I recommend it? Possibly, if your child fancies making some rubbers. As an adult, absolutely not. But for like a young kid making little rubbers, yeah, sure, why not? But just read the instructions properly, because obviously I didn't. Even though I thought I did, I really thought I did. Anyway, I think that just about does it for today's video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this little eraser maker. Will you be kind of purchasing it for your kids or your grandkids or anything? And I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Yeah, I will.
I don't want to come back.
It's proper odd. Someone asked me at work the other day if I had a pencil, and I don't think on a day-to-day basis I ever really used pencils. I feel like they're just very redundant things, unless you're obviously intentionally drawn with a pencil. Like at my desk and stuff, I don't have a single pencil. I have pens and stuff, but I don't know. Weird that, isn't it? How times change and things just become Well, not redundant, because do we need pencils anymore? I suppose we do. Anyway, I'm gonna go away. It's such a boring conversation about pencils.